G'day, it's Coach Pete from Ascension. You might have noticed recently I've started releasing some free programs for anyone to download and use. But I'm going to actually run through the process of the one that I'm currently working on. So I'm currently working on a strength and power program for a cricket fast bowler. The idea of this video is to actually highlight how I go about making this program, what process actually goes into developing it. Now, I don't just grab a whole bunch of random exercises and just throw some shit on a bit of paper and go, there's your free program, do with it whatever you want. A lot of actual thought and work and effort goes into developing any program I make. They're not token, cookie cutter bullshit programs. They're designed, they're individualized, and they have a particular person in mind to achieve specific outcomes. This program is for an actual person, so not a hypothetical lifter or a hypothetical cricketer. This is actually being built for a specific person in mind. It's literally a program they're going to undertake and use, but I figured, what the hell, I'm just going to show you an example of the actual methodology I go through and what the end result looks like. So the actual person themselves, as a bit of background, they are looking to improve their fast bowling performance for cricket. Now, they're not a professional cricketer. We're not talking at an elite level national cricketer here. We're talking someone who might play cricket at a local cricket club. They have a full-time job that isn't playing cricket. They're in their 30s, they're married, they have kids, and they also have a background in strength sports, which is really useful. So how am I going about to build and design this program for them, which you'll get to see as well? Well, like I said, I don't just take a whole bunch of random exercises, throw some shit on the page and go, here you go, you're a bunch of weirdos. I actually go through a very detailed process to design a program that is built to achieve specific outcomes. So I'm looking at where they are now and where they want to get to, and then designing a program that helps them achieve their goals. So the steps I go through to do this, well, the first step is I do a needs analysis. So what are the actual needs of this athlete? We're trying to focus on power transfer during a cricket bowling delivery. So what does this mean? We're looking at a steady acceleration during the run-up while still maintaining correct posture and balance. And that's important. It's not about running as fast as you can, it's about running at the most efficient speed for this person. We have a need for both upper body and lower body strength and power. And strength specifically is one of the key fundamental aspects in developing power. Power then in turn helps to provide a high amount of acceleration and speed onto the ball. There's also a lot of need for rotational balance, rotational strength, and rotational power. We're not looking at a baseball pitch from a static position, we're looking at a cricket bowl. So it has its own specific intricacies which we have to consider. We also want to make sure we're training a drive, not a jump. And the last thing we're looking at is actually consistency among bowls. So we don't want to see the first bowl and an over being perfect and then the second bowl go to shit due to a lack of endurance or power endurance. So there is an aspect of power endurance and conditioning that we actually need to focus on as well. So once I've done a needs analysis, my next step when it comes to designing an individual program is to do some actual detailed research. I don't just go, well, I know birds, I'm just going to build a program and here you go. I actually now spend a lot of time looking at actual cricket. It's not just looking at cricket though and watching cricket fast bowlers. I will also do a whole bunch of work reading up on current studies, so going through analysing and assessing empirical research and empirical studies. That's fun. In reality, it's not fun, but it's an important part of it. The third step is then looking at individual factors for them as an athlete. So what do they need specifically? So what freedoms do I have? And what things do I need to factor in for them as an individual person? So what their relative strengths and weaknesses are. I'm also going to look at and consider what their training maturity and training background is, because these are important factors. And something as simple as how often can they actually train? How much time do they have? So simple lifestyle factors. You know, I'm not going to go, well, I think they should train X amount of times per week. I'm actually going to consider what time do I have available? How many training days do I have as a strength and conditioning coach to program for? And they have other things that have to be prioritized as well. It's not all about this program. As a cricket fast bowler, they actually have to practice sports-specific skills. So they will have bowling sessions where all they do is focus on their drills and skills to make them better at bowling. And these are separate to the strength and conditioning program. And looking at the actual program design itself, I am not here to be a bowling coach or a cricket coach, and I cannot understate that at all. I'm not here to mess with their bowling technique, their bowling skill, their motor learning, their skill acquisition, or any of that. It's not that I won't consider it. It's important and I have to factor it in, but I'm not going to prescribe that part of the training because I'm not the skills coach here. I'm the strength and conditioning coach. My job is to enhance the athletic qualities that will transfer into their sport-specific skill of bowling. And this is what being sport-specific or sport specificity is all about. I am not the cricket coach, I am not the bowling coach or the skills coach. I'm the strength and conditioning coach, and I stay within my lane. I have to factor in these other things that the athlete is doing, but it's not my job to interfere or mess with that aspect. I have to factor it in and make sure they're in the best condition for those sessions and know when they are, to make sure my programming doesn't interfere with their sport-specific work. And that's an important thing to think about. A lot of people mix the two up. Now, if you're a powerlifting coach or an Olympic weightlifting coach, you are both. You are the sports coach and you are the strength coach. But pretty much for every other sport in existence, especially field sports, you're not. You're the strength coach or you're the sports coach. Don't try and be both. You're not going to see some weird ass exercises of bowling drills with a cable machine, or here's an 8 kilogram shot, try bowling that, because this can interfere and actually detract on this person's ability to bowl. So I'm looking at developing athleticism and specific qualities, but I want to make sure that drills and exercises I use have a degree of difference. They should not mimic or be identical or extremely similar to bowling movements. They should be in the right plane, use the right muscle groups, but I start prescribing exercises that have some sort of incremental resistance and look a lot like bowling. I've failed as a strength and conditioning coach. And I've really gone to the realm of the skills coach. And the end result is going to be, I can affect the motor learning, I can affect the skill acquisition by doing shitty prescription because I'm trying to be sport specific, but what I'm actually doing is interfering with their already learnt skills and technique. And I don't want to do that. That doesn't mean I just do random exercises. I'm going to do exercises that are specific to this sport and this athlete, but it's not going to be bowling. It's going to be mainly barbell-based exercises that develop both strength and power. So I'm looking at developing the nervous system, I'm looking at developing the muscular system, and then developing the nervous and muscular systems together. But what I'm not trying to do is interfere specifically with bowling technique, because that will be counterproductive. All right, so that's a bit of a rundown on where I'm at right now. So the 3 key steps we're going through. 1 is a needs analysis. 2 is an initial conduct of research. And 3, looking at individual factors for this athlete. In the next video, I'm going to give you a rundown of what the actual program looks like.